Hello everybody and welcome back to Modern Minecraft with Red. Where we left off last time, we messed around a little bit more with Botania. We got our terrestrial agglomeration plate done. We made some terra steel. We opened a portal to Alfheim just so that we could update our, or upgrade our sparks here and put some augments on them. We've got a storm moving in. That's okay, we're not too worried about it. But let's continue on with the auto spawning of our wither skeletons, because we kind of stepped away from that for a moment last episode just so that we could get more infrastructure in place for what we're actually going to need. So I went ahead and off camera I created an auto spawner, and placing it down right there in the room is exactly where we're going to want it, because this will all be completely filled in with glass or something or other, and they will not spawn there. The rest of the walls take care of the additional spawn area. This thing I believe does a 9x9 room. This room was only 7x7, and I think it might be a little bit shorter now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's more like a 6x7 now. But again, remember, that's because we have the corporeal attractor back there that is grabbing these wither skeletons and going to be pulling them. So that's why we have it set up that way. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and dive down in here. We made a nice little hole here, and I was actually able to find exactly where our other spawner ties in. So let's go ahead and hop down into Ender Mini mode here. There we go. And we will just kind of come up here. And if we look straight up, what are the odds that that would happen, that we are now directly underneath our primary spawner upstairs. So this is really cool. This is really fortunate for us. So we're just gonna start laying our pipe right here and take it all the way down. And then we are going to hook this up to our spawner down here. There we go. And come on. Just a little bit more. There we go. There's our spawner. We will just hook it into our spawner just like that. And of course we're going to want to tell this thing that this is going to be input only. There we go. So now there is our spawner getting power, or I'm sorry, getting essence, or at least it will be here momentarily. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I hate how these conduits don't connect sometimes. It can be a real pain in the rear. Okay, that's not what I wanted you to do. I want you to disconnect. I want you to disconnect. Not the power. You. Pressurized fluid conduit. Disconnect, come on. It's probably because we're in Ender Mini mode. Ender Mini mode is great, but at the same time it can be a royal pain in the butt because the aim seems to be way off half the time. Alright, let's go ahead and we're just going to shift. Alright, there's the redstone mode. We want to make sure that that's reconnected. There we go. Let's check this. Alright, now this. No, we do not want you connected. Would you stop it? Yep. Alright, so there we go. That's disconnected now. Let's see if we can connect it up here. There. Okay, that's finally connected back up the way we want it to. But now we did something with our redstone. Okay, so enable. There we go. Strong. There. Now that should stop this from working again. There we go. Alright, so now we need to try and get this thing to connect up. Which that is being the real pain right now. So can we get just straight down? No. Alright, I don't know why this thing is... Ah! There we go. Now we connect back over here. Really? Alright. Making progress. I want you enabled, and I want you insert. There. Good lord, it should not have been that difficult. But it sounds like we have a couple of skeletons up there, which we will take advantage of. Because we are going to need some of those. Or we're going to need at least one. So let's go ahead and start tying the power in now. The only downside about that thunderstorm is the simple fact that it's quite loud. So there we go. We will just start running our cable for our power down here. Make sure everything gets connected up. A bit more. Come on. There we go. Now we've got power down here. We don't have anything spawning. We are going to want it spawn exact copy. So yeah, we're using just a little bit of power right now, but meh. It's not that big of a deal. So now that we've got that run, we are going to need to run some insulated redstone conduit. And we're going to want to run this to a point where it is on a wall. So let's go ahead and see where that's going to be. Let's go ahead and run it, say, right over here. Something like maybe right there. That should work. Let me jump back down here for a moment. Now we can just go ahead and run our redstone conduit right along this hole here. And we can just come straight up like so. And of course we can put a facade on here. And when we attach the lever, we flip the lever. And there we go, it has stopped doing anything. Of course, it's full of essence now, which is awesome. But we are far from done, guys. So let's go ahead and cover up our hole here. We're going to need something else. Something that I don't think I have made this series yet. I normally don't use them all that much just because they tend to be more of a hassle than they are a help. However, in this case, they are going to be very helpful. Let's first go ahead and grab one of these guys. Hi guys, come here. You? Alright. So there we go. We've got him ready to go. We will go ahead and flip on our grinders here and grind them down. That should be the grinder at least. Yep, there it is. Alright, cool. So that takes care of them. We are going to want something called a vacuum hopper, which, like I said, I don't know if I've made in this series yet or not. But we're going to make one now. So it's really easy. It's just a hopper, a piece of obsidian, and an eye of ender. Let's see what we're missing. We're just missing a hopper. Well, that's easy enough. We can craft one of those up, or have the system craft one up for us. And there we go, one vacuum hopper. And how about a tank? Do we have any spare tanks laying around? No, we have a portable tank. This will work for right now. We're going to want to come up with something a little bit different. Because whereas if we were just putting in grinders and grinding up the skeletons, we would get mob essence back. And we would be able to just throw it back into our system that we already have set up and continue the process. You know, they'd get ground up, they would generate just a little bit of essence, which would go back upstairs into the tank and help supplement, you know, the cost of spawning those skeletons. And then, you know, some of that would come back down here to this spawner to spawn more skeletons. Vicious cycle. However, there is a slight difference. We are not going to be getting any of our essence back. So all of the essence that is used to spawn these wither skeletons, that's going to be up to our spawner over here to replenish, which it will do, no problem. I'm not even worried about it. But that means that we're going to be getting something else out of here. Well, let's go ahead and we can just put a temporary hole right here just for kicks, and we'll go back down into Ender Mini mode here. Let's just kind of hop down here and see where we can go. Well, I'll fill that in because we don't want that just yet. And we will come over here. And we're actually going to want that one. Hey, look at that. And we will just go ahead and come all the way back across here. We'll dig this out. There we go. Alright. So let's grab our pressurized fluid conduit. We can run this all the way over here. Like so. Alright, awesome. Well, what else are we going to get? We are also going to get the skulls. Well, we don't want those just to end up anywhere. So you know what? Let's go ahead and we will put, again, for the time being, we will put a chest right here. Which means that we can run everything right along the same pipe work. For the most part. We are going to have to do something like this. And let's swap out and grab our item conduits now. And we're going to have to put our item conduit there and there. Then we can connect up to a pipe here. And there. And there. We'll play hopscotch over the fluid conduit. Let's just continue running it all the way down here, like so. Then we can separate these right there. And let's see what we have in the way of a chest. We have a chest just laying around. We do have a chest just laying around. And we've already grabbed a tank. So let's go ahead and put the chest down there for a moment. Let's break that out. And we grabbed a tank. So we will go ahead and just make it look somewhat presentable. There we go. Put the tank down there. Alright. So now, if we get out of our little Ender mini mode here, let's get some dart glass. Can we get, I don't know, about 20 more of those? Cool, thank you. And what we will do with this is we will go ahead and kind of start filling this in. And again, guys, we will make this look a little bit better than what it currently does. Right now, this is just kind of a proof of concept that this does work. And, you know, of course, we're going to have to tie this in with our AE system and stuff like this. And actually, you know, I don't know why I'm using dart glass, because we really don't have to use dart glass for this. We could use regular quite clear glass. Let's go ahead and do that. Did about 100 more regular glass. That's definitely going to be more than what we actually need. 45 should be more than what we actually need. Let's go ahead and break this dart glass down. Like I said, we don't need it. And we'll make it, you know, somewhat presentable here. And where is our chisel? Our chisel is right there. So away with you, dark glass. Chisel, regular glass. There we go, quite clear glass. And then we can just start laying this stuff down instead. Like I said, it doesn't have to be dark or anything in there. There we go. Alright, so now everything should be on. Our corporeal attractor should still be on back there. We have our wither skeleton in here. We have our wither beheader. So we're going to come up here. And this does say that it has redstone control on it. Like I said, guys, I could never get it to work properly. So we're not going to worry about it, but we're going to set that guy up right there. And we are going to double check. Yep, everything's off. He is in exact copy mode. Drop our skeleton in there. Let's go ahead and back out. Close everything up. And let's turn this system on and see what we can do. Except we forgot something. It's not going to do much of anything if we don't put our hopper down there. So there we go. Let's go ahead and place our hopper down there. Now with this thing, we are going to want it on the front side here to output, just like that. Let's grab our Yeta hammer, or our Yeta wrench. We are going to force this thing to connect to the north side. Really? Come on. That's not exactly what I wanted to do. Alright, let's get this run back. There we go. Now it's connected. Why it didn't connect in the first place, I don't know. But then we're going to want XP output. And we're going to want to set that over there. So there we go. Now we can take a look at this conduit, extract, always active. And this one's going to be hard to reach just because it is right there on that. This is going to be extract, always active. So there we go. Got that all set up. And this vacuum hopper, it's not multi-part or anything, so it is registering as that entire block. So that's why we cannot kind of reach through it. Even though we can see through it, it's still saying that we are trying to access the vacuum hopper, and that's why we cannot, do anything about our conduits there. So we're going to go ahead and plug that hole up, just so that it's all nice and neat. Let's come over here. We will double check our conduits on the tanks and the chest. So on the chest, if we shift left click, there we go, this is going to be insert, perfect. And then if we come back to our fluid, this is going to be insert right there. And then we can just turn everything back on because we're done with that. Now let's go ahead and button everything up. Turn on the spawner and let's see what happens. While it spools up, it should go ahead and spawn up a skeleton here momentarily. He should get sucked to the back of the room, and that's where our cleaver that we do not have in there, yeah, there he is. Let's see if we can get close enough to get our dynamism tablet. There we go. There we go. So there. Up, and we closed the door on him just in time. So he's back there getting whacked by the dynamism tablet. And there we go. We are getting our cobblestone back. We are getting heads. And we're getting all the other good stuff, but we're also getting actual XP. And if it was in a different different tank, we could easily go ahead and we could right click it and get it out. But at this point, hey, we will take it however we can get it. But this will come in handy as well because we can eventually take it from this tank and feed it into our obelisk upstairs and, store it in the obelisk or whatever. Or we can find a different way of transporting it around. But that's the start. Now all we have to do is find the place that we want to call home for our wither spawn and get the stuff set up there. We've got the wither skeletons spawning and coming in. We need to get this completely automated to where it will turn on and turn off depending on how many we have in our system. But that's for a later episode, guys. For right now, we're out of time. So, if you like the episode, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. It helps me out and it helps the channel out. Also, hitting those thumbs up really helps the channel out. It helps us get known and recognized out there. If you're new to the channel, again, please make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell icon. Turn on your notifications. That way you guys can be notified of the newest episodes as they come out. Also, don't forget you can check me out on social media. You can go to facebook.com/IrishRedGaming and leave me a message there on Facebook, or you can send me a tweet on Twitter @IrishRedGaming is the name that you need to use to get that tweet to me. Like I said, leave a comment down below what you liked, what you didn't like. I try to reply to every and all comments that come across, and so far I've done a fairly decent job. I'd like to think of replying to everybody. It may have been a little bit delayed here and there, but so far I can say that I'm fairly confident I have replied to everybody who's ever left a comment, so thank you very much for those comments. Keep them rolling in, guys. But anyways, I hope you guys have an absolutely great day. If you're on spring break, I hope your spring break is going absolutely wonderful. And if you're back from spring break already, well, I'm sorry to hear that. But hang on in there just a couple of more months and it'll be summer vacation. But anyway, guys, as always, this is Irish Red. I am signing off, and I will definitely talk to you in the next episode. See ya.